We are live. It is baseball tonight. It is Monday night. It is 7 o'clock my time. It's 8 o'clock Eastern time. It's other o'clocks, other places, depending on where you live. We've got stuff to talk about, and you know exactly what we're about to talk about. It's what everybody's talking about. You know, I actually said to my wife last night, if I was really after views and watch time and super chats and all those things, I would have went live last night talking about the slap. Are you kidding me? I have lots to say. We're going to talk about the Will Smith slap, some bad news and some good news. We're going to talk about Albert Pujols. Talking about Fox finds a replacement for Joe Buck. We're talking about Jared Leto. Wait, what? Yep. Talking about the Twins signed Chris Archer. We're going to talk about the Dodgers and the Padres making a trade, not a bet, a trade. We're talking about Jerry Jones of the Cowboys explaining why they let Amari Cooper go. And Detroit in the news in the NFL. Lots to talk about. I'm glad you're here. If you're new here, my name is Chef Bates. Dole Whip Dad is this channel. Channel's been around for a while. I talk a lot of different things. Disney, sports, my family, and stuff that's going on. I've taken a little pivot to my channel. I'm having a lot of fun with it. We're going to go live at this time most nights, 7 o'clock my time, 8 o'clock Eastern time, other clocks, other places, depending on where you live. If you can't figure that out, ask your mom. I'm glad you're here. Rob's here. Man, Rob, I'm so glad you're here. Andy Coog's here. Candy Mom's here. Hey, Candy Mom. Mickey Bunch is here. Dean the Turkey Lakester is here. This is his non-Disney side. Yep. Kelly, see where Jeff, what is up? What is up with you? I'm glad you're here. Room looks different. Yeah. My Adventureland, my Adventureland wall is right now. My non-adventure wall is right there. The goal has always been in this room to have a Disney wall, an everything wall, kind of a movie. And then a sports wall. That's my sports wall. My TV's right there. Nico the Greco in the house. What's going on? I'm glad you guys are here. So again, if you're just getting here, Will Smith, I've got stuff to say. Me and Rob had an interesting conversation last night. Me and a few people had an interesting conversation last night. Probably going to annoy some people, but only people who are wrong. That might be you. We'll find out here in a minute. Albert Pujols to the Cardinals. Joe Buck's replacement's been hired. Jared Leto. I don't have a man crush. It's a weird thing to say, but if I did have a man crush, it's on Jared Leto. We're going to talk about him. The Twins get a pitcher. The Dodgers make a trade with the Padres, which is very rare. My Cowboys let Amari Cooper go. Jerry Jones, the owner, explains why. And Detroit in the NFL in the news. Are you kidding me? Let's get to it right now. The Eclectic Meme announced. Oh, that reminds me. Members of the channel show up in green. Thank you, Eclectic Meme and a few other members here. If you're a member of the channel, bless you, bless you, bless you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You don't have a sneeze. You just make me happy. Thank you for supporting me and the channel. Excuse me. You get some emojis. You show up in chat. All those things. Thank you. I appreciate you. We did have a talk last night. Way too late. I know. I was tired. I'm not going to lie. I'm tired today. It's probably Rob's fault. Now it's Twitter's fault. Now it's Will Smith's fault. So I got stuff to say. So I don't have a lot of people in here. It's probably good, because I'm going to annoy some people with this potentially. And again, I'll say it very clearly. The people I'm going to annoy, if you're annoyed with me, just understand this. That means you're wrong. And if that offends you, just leave now, because you're going to be the type that takes this personally. I came to see if Paula would show up. She's downstairs. I don't know what she's doing. I don't think so. Jeff, do you see that Will Smith issued an apology on Instagram? We're going to talk about that here in a minute, which is proof that I'm on the right side of this. So I'm not upset with Will Smith that much. All right. I'm really not. He made a large mistake in front of a large audience, a huge mistake in front of a large audience. I've made large mistakes, but I've never made them in front of a billion people. I've made small mistakes. I've made large mistakes. I've made medium mistakes, but never in front of a billion people. Now, I don't feel sorry for him. He assaulted a man. I also don't feel sorry for Jada Pinkett. That's the fakest thing I've ever heard in my life, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. I feel sorry. Ready to get mad? I mean, I'm looking at the number on purpose. There's only a few people here. It's probably better. I feel sorry for the people who were defending the silliness. And it's okay to just, the hardest, I think what's going on in America the last 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years is people are tribing up, and you have an opinion, you put it out there on social media, and then you defend it to the death almost. You defend it so much that you don't invite uncle and aunt over to Thanksgiving anymore. Like, people are crazy defending their position. Will Smith has already come out and apologized. We're going to read the apology that he just in the last hour put out, and we're going to talk about it. There's 50% of a problem. 50% of the problem here, I think, is celebrity worship. And the other 50%, I think, is delusional retribution attitudes. Let me explain. If you're on Team Will Smith and he smacked Chris Rock and you're mad at Chris Rock because he made a joke, you're probably really mad about something that's happened to you in your past or something that happened to somebody that you loved in your past. Jada Pinkett shaved her head. Chris Rock told a joke about that. Wasn't that funny of a joke. Wasn't even that brutal of a joke. Part of the argument last night seemed to be that you don't make fun of someone's appearance because that's mean. She looked last night smoking hot. The joke was about G.I. Jane. Demi Moore in that movie looked smoking hot. So is the argument that we're not allowed to mention someone's appearance? Because I think Hollywood in general, the Academy Awards specifically, exists for them to be noticed about their appearance. Are you guys freaking kidding me? Like, am I saying something that someone does not know? Bjork wore a swan. It was a while ago, right? I thought she looked fabulous. I didn't even consider she shaved her head to be relevant. Did you? The joke about G.I. Jane and her, it's as if you're not allowed to mention. I mean, he said, don't get my wife's name out your, mouth, which I always love that argument, as if you could tell me what I could say, you freaking idiot. Jada Pinkett had a Facebook live show or Facebook recorded show, maybe a Facebook show where her and Will, sometimes her and her mom, sometimes would sit around the table. And she admitted clearly, not even admitted, just spoke clearly about her life choices. And they included things that are way worse than pointing out that she shaved her head. Way worse than a joke. I'm not taking a position. I'm a pretty libertarian guy in life. I don't care. Fantastic Chronicles in the house. Movie Mania Nick in the house. So if Rob and Annie and Movie Mania Nick and Fantastic Chronicles tell me they have an open marriage, I don't care. I don't. It's not for me. It won't be a choice I make. Will Smith has talked very clearly about this. Will Smith has said, I don't think others should necessarily live the life we live, but they live the life they live. They make the choices. And they've been very upfront about it. They've talked about it very bluntly. Yet a joke about she doesn't have hair? Listen, he laughed about it. Now, you laugh when you're nervous. He might have been nervous. I suspect if I was ever up for Best Actor and it was a couple minutes away from the Best Actor announcement and I'm in the front freaking row of the Oscars, I'm guessing I would be nervous. And I'm guessing I go at pretty much anything anybody said. So I'm not mad at him for laughing. The argument about he was laughing falls a little short for me because everybody would. But he looked at Jada and Jada looked pissed. Dude, I would run the heck away if I were Will. But that's a whole nother conversation. He has said her happiness, I'm going to script the quote, her happiness is no longer his job because he can't make her happy because he wasn't making her happy. And she has very clearly said she was going outside of her marriage to get happiness. None of my business, none of your business. I couldn't care less. If that's how they want to live their life, cool with me. But this was clearly about something else. Let me read a couple things. Smarter people than me have said things that I liked. Smith wasn't standing up for Jada's honor. Not only did he fail to apologize to Rock in his speech, he's fixed that in the last hour, he didn't mention Jada. He just babbled about God using him as a vessel of love. Doesn't look like a vessel to me. Smith seems broken over the public humiliation of an open marriage. He was defending his ego. I deeply agree with it. Also, I need to say this. Words, a lot of weak, woke nonsense. Words are violence. Jokes are microaggressions. Hierarchy of victimhood. Please. please. That wasn't chivalry. That was weakness. We've all wanted to hit somebody before. I know I have. I've never hit someone outside of an athletic contest in my whole life. Doesn't mean I didn't want to. I've been hit before and I didn't respond. I think that's the manliest, among the manliest things I've ever done. It's not about me. I'm just saying I'm not that special and I did it. Now, I wasn't sitting at the Oscars, but I think the fool made the mistake to look at Jada and thought, oh, I was laughing. My life's going to suck, right? And he got up. And what the heck was he going to do then? And now I'm just guessing, right? But once he walks and takes a step, he snapped. Exactly, movie maniac. Exactly, Nick. What a fool. What a fool. Now, here's what I would say. I'm not saying I wouldn't have defended my wife. I don't think that was anything to be defended. I don't. I thought it was not. You're sitting in the front row. You're going to be the butt of jokes. Have you seen the Academy Awards, Will? Have you seen what happens there? Are you freaking kidding me? Are you that soft that if somebody says something about your wife in a joke, you're going to break? Now, if you're of the opinion that he should have defended her honor, I'm not opposed to defending my wife's honor. If I felt like someone had disrespected my wife, which I think is BS. I don't think that was happening, but what do I know? I can't tell what somebody's thinking. But if I was there in the moment and I wanted to defend my wife and I want to put hands on a man, I don't have a problem with it. I'm the one that said violence solves everything. It's a joke, but there's some truth to it. But he could have walked backstage and had a conversation man to man. Could have waited till after he won or didn't win. He did win. And he could have had a conversation. And if it turned into fisticuffs, fine. And if he wanted the world to know, it would have been reported. To do it on national TV at the Academy Awards, to walk up there and sucker slap him, pathetic. Chris Rock is the winner here. Chris Rock took the shot and laughed, made a joke within 3 seconds, and then saw an unhinged lunatic flipping out. Chris Rock was the man. Now, I find it interesting that people have been defending what Will Smith did. It seemed to be an act of toxic masculinity to me, and I think that's a BS term. I also think that Hollywood pretends like you can shoot people in a movie, but you can't have a gun for real. You can punch. I mean, there's who is it? Was it Piers Morgan? Somebody made the argument I heard earlier today. If it was a Western movie, we all love it, right? This is a freaking Academy Awards. Kids are watching the show. It's ridiculous. Let me get caught up in chat and then say some more stuff. I want to get caught up. It's a roast. Yep. I feel there was a long history between the three of them with issues. I have no idea about that. I honestly don't care. Sit your butt down, Will. But again, he apologized. We'll get to it here in a minute. Chris Rock also mocked her in a past Academy Awards when he hosted about her. So there's definitely a past. Maybe so. Talking iTech in the house. I think that's my buddy Bill. What's going on, my man? I went to a Don Rickles show years ago, and I was in the front row. The front row was open season. No doubt there's a past. I just think that I'm not going to make it about the entire society. Okay? But I will say this. Some of y'all, not in chat, talking worldwide here, are just too weak to hear words. Are you kidding me? Violence was being defended for words a man used. They weren't even that funny, and they weren't even that. I can't say that Will wasn't offended by him. I found it's nothing to be offended by. I think the emotional intelligence of the American human over the past 10 years has dropped like a rock. And I don't care if there's a past. I don't care if they were best friends. I don't care if they were enemies. You can't do that. Now, I had some people going off about, oh, it's not a crime and this and that. The LAPD put out a report. Yes, we're aware of it. No, he didn't want to press charges. Let's get to Will Smith. Let's share it to get on to the we're moving past it point. Here it is, and I'm happy about this. Can you guys see that? Did I share that properly? Yeah. Will Smith apologized. This was about an hour ago. Did I There we go. It's up there. This is from Will Smith's Instagram less than an hour ago. Violence in all its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and excusable. Yes, it was. Jokes at my expense are part of the job. Yes, they are. You chose to have a public life. Deal with it. By the way, it's not the first time he's gone off and smacked someone. He clearly has confidence issues. That's insane for me to think, but he clearly does. And I was a fan. Was a fan. We'll see. Jokes at my expense are part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. It wasn't about a medical condition. It was about she's bald. Okay? But if it was about her medical condition, I think you need to relax. But the argument seems to be it's about the medical condition. And because people knew it was about a medical condition, Chris Rock was supposed to. I didn't know it was about a medical condition. I saw her. She looked wonderful. I didn't think G.I. Jane, but had I thought about, if I was trying to tell a joke, it might have popped in my head. Demi Moore and Jada Pinkett both looked smoking with shaved heads. What are we talking about? I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. This is the part that I was happy to see. I was out of line and I was wrong. Yes. Yes. I was embarrassed by my actions. I'm sorry. I was embarrassed and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. Well said, Will. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. There's no place for violence in a world, period. Right? I just think it's ridiculous. I hated his speech last night, but again, under pressure, I'll give some allowances. I would also like to apologize to the Academy, to the producers of the show, all the attendees, and everyone watching around the world. That's me and you, and I accept. Thank you very much, Will. I would like to apologize to the Williams family and my King Richard family. I deeply regret that my behavior has stained what has been an otherwise gorgeous journey for all of us. I'm a work in progress. Sincerely, Will. I will say that was really, really good. I will say I accept, right? I don't know what Chris Rock's going to say. I think Chris Rock comes out as the winner of this. I think that if Will Smith, didn't do this, if I were Chris Rock, I would change my name. Remember, Prince changed his name. I would change my name to Chris Rock, the guy that Will Smith slapped. I would just, but now that he's apologized, maybe not. I think the people who are maddest about this are people who have been, believe they have been, or have been offended by others who have been mocked for their looks. Jada Pinkett looked great last night. If anyone's pea brain thought that because she shaved her head, she didn't look great last night, that's on you, you blind. Is that clear enough? You're just an idiot if you thought she didn't look great. And I don't even understand the thinking. It doesn't make, he turned off the comments. Oh, I would think he did, Candy Mom. Nick, I agree. He needs to be stripped of it. I don't think so. I don't think he should have won. I haven't even seen the movie, so what the heck do I know? But I don't think they should take the award away. I don't think he should be punished anyway. I am not a cancel culture kind of guy. I like musicians who would definitely not vote the way I vote or not live the way I live. I like actors. I like actors because they're good actors. I like musicians because they're good musicians. I do think it's funny that Kanye West can't go to the Grammys, right? In case something crazy happens. I find that funny. Also, can I just put it out there? What if it had been Mel Gibson? I'll just let that sit. What if it had been Mel Gibson? Would we be forgiving? Would we be Team Mel? Would we? Or would we be spewing hate? Chris Rock did not press charges, and of course he didn't. No man would press charges there, and good for him. I think it was staged, and Will went too far. It definitely was not staged. There's a code of conduct at the Academy Awards. He broke the code. I mean, there's a code of conduct in public, is there not? He could have. Again, I don't have a problem with him getting in his face. If you think, hey, I don't like what you said. Okay, well, it was a joke. Well, keep your mouth quiet about my wife. Okay, sorry. I didn't know you were so freaking sensitive. That kind of conversation seems to me to be in the realm of, the world would understand. Yeah, I mean, obviously Spy's public, but I don't care. I mean, Bill, you're right. I know you're right, but I'm down with it. I mean, I've had people write. I run a nonprofit. I've had people write statements, and in the end, if I put it out, I'm the executive director, CEO. I've got to agree to it. He had to agree to it, so I'm cool with that. She did look good. Of course, she looked good. I don't know. Sinead O'Connor looked good back in the day. G.I. Jane looked good. That's Demi Moore. I'm sure there's more. This is a stupid. The argument that you don't make fun of somebody for their looks at the Academy Awards is asinine, stupid, immature, factually inaccurate, devoid of merit to discuss, in my never so humble opinion. If Will and Chris were staging it, they weren't staging it. The media would be talking about assault charges. If it were Mel Gibson, he would have been taken away that night. And everybody knows it. I do love that Denzel and Tyler Perry, I'm a fan of both of them. I'm a fan of Denzel the man and Denzel the actor. I'm a huge fan of Tyler Perry the man. I'm not a fan of his stuff that much, but that's just, the kind of, it is what it is. But I think the man is an amazing man. I also am aware that, what's his name? Bradley Cooper pulled, all three of them pulled Denzel aside. And there's been a lot of crap about, well, nobody was talking to Chris Rock. Of course they were. They were backstage. And there's very, very less likely of a chance of the video of that. So that's silly. What benefit would this do if it was, guys? I appreciate your guys' opinion. If you want to think it's staged, it wasn't staged. It just, come on. But you feel free, but yeah, I'm not going to dive into that. I read the Academy is going to punish him, but probably will not take away his award, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, they're doing I love this. I love this. So the Academy is doing what are they doing? They're looking into the matter. I mean, what are you, blind? It was on TV. We saw it. You freaking blind people. Are you kidding me? I don't understand. They're doing an investigation. There's the word I'm looking for. They're doing an investigation. Will Smith did not have the emotional stability to stay seated. He could have even said, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth is what I said, if you're confused. That would have fixed it. But again, I'm not in the chair. I've already forgiven Will Smith. He asked for it. He's got it from me. How about you? But it doesn't change the fact that I think differently about him and will always. I was a raving Will Smith fan. I'm currently not. Will I boycott his shows? No, I won't. I think that's stupid. If he's in a movie, I didn't go see this one. I just think it's a bad look. Didn't she just have a show come out? I don't know. Did she? I'm not really sure, honestly. I don't know. She had a show on Facebook talking about a red table. Yeah, exactly. And then she talked about this. She had, apparently Will Smith is okay with her sleeping around, but not with joking about her. Again, none of my business, but what? Clearly he's embarrassed and should be. You get roasted at the Oscars, end of it. Doesn't matter who you are, right? Ricky Gervais, my gosh, what must he be thinking? Here's what I'm thinking. Not all of them, but some of them are mental midgets. Certainly emotional midgets. And I really like Will Smith, but less today than I did before. Whoopi Goldberg hinted his award was not being taken off him. She's on the board. They're not going to take his award. Yeah, I mean, Nick, I like you. If I learn that you smack somebody in the face, like, here's the thing. I don't even have a problem with the altercation. I don't. He walked up there on TV like, what a bully. What a freaking bully. There's no way that Chris Rock can defend himself right there. Like, what? There's a word stronger than bully that I will not use, that I very rarely use in life. And that's what I think Will Smith was last night. In the end, great song, Linkin Park. In the end, it's a win for Jada and Chris. Know why? We were talking about them. Sad but true. I don't know. I think Jada is going to come out a little negative on this, frankly. I think there's going to be a little bit of a. Oh, I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to leave that there. I'm not that upset with the Will Smith part of it. I am, but it ends pretty quick. I'm more upset with all of the apologists for the behavior. I am. I'm sickened by some of the stuff I've been reading on why it was okay. I just am. Back in the Bel Air days, he was meant to be very intimidating also. You know, when you live a life like that, it's got to be hard to know where the lines are. But celebrity worship is pathetic. I like what he said, though. I was out of line. I was wrong. I appreciate that. I think we can move on. Let me know what you think. You can be mad at me if you want. You can be happy with me if you want. You agree with me if you want. You can disagree with me if you want. I think that we need to remember that mistakes happen. And if Chris Rock isn't pressing charges and Will Smith has asked for forgiveness, I, for one, will give it. But I will not forget who he was in that moment. I will not define him always in his worst moment. I won't. I loved him as the genie. He's great in Pursuit of Happiness. He's done a lot of things. He's brought me a lot of joy. I don't think there's a reason to cancel him or Jada. I think that the ability for America to take a joke needs to be considered and looked at. I think we need to toughen up a little bit. I think we need to stop having lunatics say on social media that words are violence. I think that the insane woke left, sorry, not really, needs to be mocked and laughed at because we're teaching society some stuff that is BS of the highest degree. Will Smith slap. I think I'm done. What say you? Let me know what you think about my take or your take. I'd like to hear it. Jada's hair started falling out in 2018. The doctors had a hard time finding a diagnosis. Respectfully, I couldn't care less. She looked hot. Who cares? I mean, how shallow of anybody to give a flying flip, you know? Wear a wig, don't wear a wig. Who cares? You can be bald, you can be. She looked great. Who cares? It wasn't about hair. Does anybody really think it's about hair? Because I can't comprehend the lack of. It wasn't about hair. Unless you make it about hair, and then I guess it's about hair for you. But who knows this? Chris Rock obviously didn't. And like Jeff, she looked great. All right, let's talk about some more stuff. Albert, who said baseball? Miguel for the win. Miguel knows what's up. Albert Pujols signed with the Cardinals. This is a great move. So I love, by the way, if you're confused here, this is my show. And I talk about stuff I'm passionate about. We're going to talk about the news of the day. We're going to talk about Disney. We're talking about sports. We're going to talk about stuff that happens. This is what I want this show to be. Me and you talking about the day. I love it. There'll be a lot of baseball. We'll talk football. We'll talk Disney. We'll talk the world. Will Smith is the world right now. So we're going to lose a couple people. Maybe that's fine. I don't mind at all. Albert Pujols, one of the great Cardinals of all time. I mean, probably Stan Musial, Dizzy Dean, and then Albert Pujols, just off the top of my head. I love Albert Pujols. I love Albert Pujols, the man. I love Albert Pujols, the ball player. I love that he was in LA last year. Love this guy. Love that he's in St. Louis because he started his career there, gets to end his career there. He announced he's going to retire at the end of this year. It'll work. He can be a DH against lefties. He can be a pinch hitter against lefties. It works. I love it. You collecting Mima? She did look great, didn't she? I'm shocked at the argument that you don't make fun of somebody's appearance. It's the Oscars. Taking note of something is not making fun of something. And even if he was, making fun of her parents. Who cares? Grow up. What are we in the third grade here? Smith is the world right now. I mean, right? I was just curious when it started. Wasn't sure if it was for a role. Yeah, well, I mean, that's a good point too. Could have been that. Travolta could wear wigs for years and then go bald. It's none of my bit. I don't care. I don't care. Albert is 42. He looks great. I mean, he had a pretty good year last year. Joe Buck being replaced. He gets the big deal. Troy Aikman gets the big deal. They both leave Fox. What are they going to do now? Fox announced Kevin Burkhardt, who I love. I think he's great. Kevin Burkhardt's going to take Buck's spot. That is a improvement times 1,000, in my opinion. So Fox wins there. How are we at? We're at 31 minutes. We're going to get through a couple more things. When this show, so I'm going to move this show from StreamYard over to Ecamm. Just got to get off my butt and do it. And I've got some ideas for it. There's going to be regular segments. So we're going to have the segment, the baseball segment. We'll have the football segment. And we'll have precursors to those segments, right? One of them is going to be a Jared Leto segment. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to do it every day. But I love me some Jared Leto. We're going to talk about stuff I love. Jared Leto is probably one of the people that I'm most a fan of. I like Jared Leto, the actor. I love Jared Leto, the singer. Jared Leto made some news. He's going to be, Thursday, I'm probably going to go watch Morbius. He's in the MCU now or so. It's a Sony version, Marvel, whatever. He came out, and so it comes out Thursday. That'll be fun. Watch for a review on my channel. Jared Leto wants all 3 of the Spider-Men in Morbius too. I love that. Wouldn't that be fun? By the way, Andrew should have won for Tick Tick Boom, not Will, but that's just me. Twins signed Chris Archer. Chris Archer is definitely not the pitcher he used to be. Chris Archer's used to be a Boys and Girls Club guy, so I'm a fan of Chris Archer. I work with Boys and Girls Clubs for many, many years. So I'm a fan of Chris Archer. That said, he's got a little bit of a hot head too. He's certainly not the pitcher he used to be, like I just said. Twins signed him. Interesting contract. They signed him for 1 year, $3.5 million, with an option for both the team and the player for year 2 at $10 million. So if he has a good year and the Twins want him, they can have him for $10 million, but only if Archer. There's no way anybody picks up that option, right? It makes no sense to me. Anyway, so it becomes a 1-year deal for $3.5 million, which of course is worth it. If Archer can throw 100 innings, that's worth $3.5 million in Major League Baseball. The Dodgers made a trade with the Padres. When I saw this, I thought, when was the last time the Dodgers and the Padres made a trade? I can't remember. It's an interesting trade. Matt Beaty, pretty good left-handed bat. He can play left field, can play all over the infield too, but he can play left field. The Padres' current left fielder starter is Jerkson Profar. Not that good, right? So Matt Beaty, geez, I can't say his name, designated for assignment. What does that mean? He's going to minor leagues, or you're getting cut, or you're getting traded. Padres wanted him, and they made a trade for a minor league arm, a minor league pitcher, right? So the Dodgers get a prospect, whether he's a good prospect or not, I have no idea. And Beaty goes to the Padres, where he might start in left field. Is he better than Profar? He might be, which I find interesting. Now, I'm not making fun of my Padres. The Padres are the biggest threat to the Dodgers in the NL West, probably, and the Dodgers cut a guy who might start in left field for the Padres. That's how much better the Dodgers are than everyone else in the West. This is interesting. NFL, Amari Cooper. I don't know why I didn't pull those other ones up. I should pull up these, right? Let's pull this up over on StreamYard. Sherry-vous. I hate it when that happens. All right, let's share this screen. Bingo, bango, bingo. Where did it go? Cubs. Nope. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones on trading away Amari Cooper. We made a decision that allocation should be better spent. Interesting stuff, right? Did I share it properly? Let me double check so I can see you guys see it. Yep, you can see it too. Then I'll get caught up in chat after this. The Cowboys traded their expensive sports car for a more economical version when they shipped Amari Cooper to Cleveland and re-signed Michael Gallup. Speaking money at the NFL's annual league meeting, owner Jerry Jones said that moving on from Cooper, who was due $20 million salary this year, came after the Cowboys analyzed their roster. We made a decision that allocation should be better spent. Jones noted the Cowboys analyzed their 10 highest paid players and compared those to the impact on the field. We have to make sure that any one of those players are pulling as much weight as you can. Number 2, you've got to be judicious how you add a top 10 player. The comments are sure to be interesting to CeeDee Lamb's agent when it comes time for the former first-round pick to get paid. Cooper generated back-to-back 1,100-plus yard seasons in his first 2 years in Dallas, but the 27-year-old earned just 865 receiving yards in 2021. Cowboys traded away a first-round pick to Oakland in 2018. for Cooper. Blah, 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 blah. Let's close that out. Who cares? Point is, Amari wasn't as needed. Are you going to pay a top 10 salary on your team for a guy who's your second best receiver? Of course you're not. He could have restructured, I'm sure. But why? I like Amari. He runs routes great. He's a top 30 or so receiver. I just made up that number right now. I'm assuming it's probably right. But he certainly has value. He could be a number one on plenty of teams. He's going to be a very good number two on almost every team where he wouldn't be in the number one. He's still a quality receiver. He's not CeeDee Lamb. He's not. Michael Gallup is going to be a fine number two. The Cowboys will be fine without him. So, of course, they cut him, right? Or they move on from him, and they can use those resources elsewhere. There's a salary cap, is there not? So it is what it is. We'll talk about Detroit in a minute. Let me get caught up. Albert is 42. He looks great. Absolutely. I mean, I love Albert. I'm excited about it. Nice nostalgic move by the Cardinals, but a waste of a roster spot, in my opinion, says Miguel. I don't know. 26-man roster. You got a DH against left-handed pitchers. He was pretty solid. I don't know. I don't know their roster well enough to tell you if there's a big bopper right-hander that they had that would fit in there. I don't hate it. I don't know their roster well enough to really be positive on that. But come on, from a nostalgic point of view, from a profit center point of view, they're going to sell a bunch of tickets to Albert Pujols night. They're going to have Albert Pujols bobblehead night on a Tuesday so they can sell it the night. They'll sell a bunch of jerseys. They'll make out just fine on this deal. I'm seeing it. I heard Morbius might be his own universe. I'm excited about it, Nick. I mean, I am. I'm going Thursday with my daughter. I don't know how we're going to work out the schedule. Thursday's a busy day for us, and Friday's a busy day for us. But I'm very much hopeful that we can go on Thursday. Yes, Anna, that was a sweet moment, right? Did anyone like Liza and Gaga? It was great to see celebrating 50 years of Cabaret. Belfast got one. I'm not a Lady Gaga fan, but boy, was I impressed, right? Liza Minnelli's, she's Casey with a capital K. And I've always thought that, but she's a legend. She's a senior citizen. And Lady Gaga, I mean, I loved it at the end where she said, "I got you." So impressive. I thought it was insanely respectful. I thought it was an interesting contrast to the disrespectful thuggery that we had just witnessed. I'll say that again. The disrespectful thuggery that we saw. It was beautiful. And I'm a fan of Lady Gaga. The person didn't expect to ever say that. Last Dodgers Padres trade, I remember, is Maddox going from San Diego to the Dodgers. Maybe, yeah. It was yeah, he ended his career there, didn't he? I don't know. I can't remember when. Demako in the house. Raptors playing Celtics in a tight one. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, my man? How much for Chewbacca? How much you got? I love those standees. I do. I've got one from Descendants. I gotta get rid of. You want that one? It's the guy who passed away. I don't even remember his name. It's kind of weird. It's mine. I can see it right now. It's kind of weird. I love my Chewy. It's not in perfect condition, and I don't know how I would chip it to you. But I don't think he's for sale. I love him. Gaga has really, and hey, Gonzo, what's going on, my man? Hope you're having a great, I almost said Saturday. Great evening. Gaga has really worked to keep inventing herself. I mean, yeah. Yeah, she did. She said, "I know, thank you." You know, I don't know how I'll be when I'm that old. If I get that old, may I get that old, right? It's gotta be scary, right? And I thought it was beautiful. I'm not a Liza Minnelli fan. I'm not even a Lady Gaga fan, but I thought it was a really nice moment. And again, a neat juxtaposition to the disgusting thuggery that we watched 10 or 15 minutes before that. We're almost done here, guys. We got one more point. Detroit. Are any Detroit Lion fans in the house? Detroit Lions, who are never in the news in the NFL. Two items. Right now, they're on Hard Knocks, right? They're the Hard Knocks team. Blow me. Do you know what I'm talking about? HBO show? Or Hard Knocks, HBO show. Got the Lions. I blew me away. But it was announced today, 2024 NFL draft going to be in Detroit. Bummer for you prospects. You got to go fly up to Detroit. I think I might sit that one out. Sorry if you're from Detroit. I've never been in Detroit. I shouldn't make fun of a town I've never been in, but it looks kind of like an armpit to me. Just from here. Maybe it's the lighting. I don't know. But it looks pretty armpitish to me. WWE invading Dallas this coming weekend. Cricket. I can't drive down the freeway without seeing Ronda Rousey on the wall, or on the freeway, which doesn't bug me at all. I like her, but I'm not going. But yeah, WWE, all kinds of events too. Yeah, it's a big deal. I don't know. I probably won't go down there because I don't care, but it might be interesting. I'm not a big fan of the fake wrestling. I'm a big fan of the UFC. I like combat, which is weird because we just talked about the thuggery, but it is what it is. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Jeff Bates. Dole Whip is the show. I'm glad you are here. Batesball Tonight is my new show. It's pretty much Sunday through Thursday, sometimes on Fridays, rarely on Saturdays. 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock my time, other clocks, other places, depending on where you live. We talked about the Will Smith slap. We talked about his apology in which he says, I was out of line and I was wrong, which I would like to just send to everyone who was defending his freaking actions. Are you kidding me? So the Will Smith slap we talked about for about 25 minutes of the 40 minutes we've been live here. Albert Pujols goes to the Cardinals. I like that. Burkhart goes in for Buck. For Fox. Jared Leto wants all three of the Spider-Man and a Morbius 2. Morbius 1 hasn't even come out yet. You're covering it all weekend? Nice. Yeah, I live right down the road from it, Cricket. I'm 25 minutes from the festivities. Twins signed Chris Archer for $3.5 million. Dodgers traded away Matt Beatty to the Padres. Might start in left field, even though the Dodgers couldn't use him. I find that interesting. Amari Cooper traded away. Jerry Jones explains why. Detroit gets the NFL draft in 2024. I will be on the FPE network here in a little bit. Me and my buddy Bill talking. The TV just talked to me, or my phone just talked to me. That was weird. eBay wants me to buy something, I think. Anyway, me and Bill will be over there in a couple hours. Please check it out. Baseball over there. Monday through Friday, Sunday night too. Sunday night is Creator Talk Live. Batesball Tonight, my new show. A lot of sports. Some Disney. We didn't even talk about Disney. Frankly, the big news in Disney, I'm afraid to talk about because it's political. So I'm kind of, I don't want to go there. But, well, that's pretty stupid too. But we're going to talk a lot of Disney. We're going to talk a lot of baseball. We're talking a lot of football. We're talking about the news of the day. That's what this show is. Once baseball season hits, the show will start at 7 o'clock. The Rangers games will start about 7 o'clock when they're home games. I'm a Dodger fan. Whether they go an hour or 3 hours, we'll be doing a lot of watching baseball and a lot of talking about the day. It will not be play-by-play. You can get that all over the place, including bunches of friends of mine who do it live here on YouTube, but also, come on, you can get it for free everywhere. So that's not what will be. This will be me sitting with my friends talking about life, right? There will be some politics because sometimes politics is freaking hilarious, but mostly it's just gonna be me having a good time. If you liked it, please hit the like button. As I like to say, as I'm trying to say more often, if you like a creator, me in this case or anybody else, the best thing you can do is watch our stuff. Watch our stuff. Watch from beginning to end is amazingly better than watching our stuff for a little bit. More than that, hit the like button. More than that, subscribe. More than that, become a member of the channel. Super chats or whatever. All those things are awesome. But the best thing you can do is watch our stuff. So if you liked it, I hope I see you tomorrow night. I will be back. I will be on the FPEN Sports Network. I hope I have that right in a couple hours. Check that out. But I'll be back here tomorrow, 7 o'clock my time, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Have you forgiven Will? I have. Let me get caught up in chat. And if you want to say something, do you forgive Will? Who wins the fight? Are you team Chris Rock? Are you team Will Smith? Chris Rock comes out as a winner on this. He does. And I think Will Smith has a chance now that he asked for forgiveness and apologized to Chris Rock. That's what I think. What do you think? Let me know. Speaking of DFW, I just heard a plaque. Speaking of DFW, I just heard a plaque we put down by Marine Creek at the Trinity River in 2018 was stolen. Tell me more. Marine Creek is not too far from me. Thank you, Cricket. Love this. Thanks, Jeff. No, thank you. And hey, Ray Jason, that's what's going on, Ray J. I just got hot. It was freezing in here when my show started. Now I'm hot. I bet my wife turned on the heat or something. Stay safe out there, amen. I thought it was a worked shoot at first. You thought it was fake? Yeah, I wasn't fake. Oh, no. Thank you, Eclectic Mima. And again, thank you for being a member of my channel to everybody, especially the Eclectic Mima. Yeah, I mean, me too. Listen, I've always found Chris Rock hilarious. I like comedians. When in my younger days in Oceanside, California, there was a little comedy club right there in Oceanside, California. And I would go to it. I'd take dates there. I would go with my buddies. We went a lot. Not a lot. I mean, we went, I don't know, 20 or 30 times. I don't know. I don't know why I said that number. We went more than our fair share. It was fun. I think too many people are too weak now to handle comedy. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. 7:45 a.m. I keep forgetting you are far away. That's 12 hours. That's on the other side. Anyway, I think that's it. Will Smith slap. We talked about it ad nauseum. Albert Pujols is back in St. Louis. Burkhart for Buck. Jared Leto wants all 3 Spider-Man and Morbius 2. Morbius 1 comes out this week. Chris Archer to Minnesota in a weird contract. Dodgers make a trade with the Padres, which never happens. Amari Cooper traded away. Why? Jerry Jones explains. Detroit's hosting the 2024 NFL draft. Thursday night, not NFL watch party. Inside the Huddle over on Pete McDevitt's channel. Yes, Team Liza and Gaga, right? That's a good one. Anna for the win. We didn't quite go an hour on. Listen, I don't even have a time period for how long the show is going to go. It's going to go until my subjects go away. As long as there's somebody in chat, if I got subjects, we'll talk about it. Certainly during the baseball season, it'll go longer. It's going to get to be more of an actual show. You'll see some effects and stuff coming soon, but I got to get off my butt and get those things done. Couple videos coming. I became a member of the Fort Worth Zoo today. We're going to have a couple videos out on that. Couple videos coming out. So watch for those. I think it's time to go. You don't have to go, but you can't stay here. Have fun storming the castle. I appreciate every single one of you. Please, if you're pissed at somebody, don't go smack them in the face, because that makes you a freaking idiot. Love you all. Have the best day ever. See you over on the FBE network in a couple hours talking baseball. And I'll be back here tonight. Nope. Tomorrow night talking baseball and other stuff. Inspirational. Bam. Shows up in the house right as I was going to hit the end broadcast mark. I'm glad you are here. I'm sorry we are leaving right now. Appreciate you. Hope to see you tomorrow. 7 o'clock my time, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Almost every night now. Sometimes we'll skip Fridays. We'll probably always skip Saturdays. I feel like I keep repeating myself. That's got to be annoying. Love ya. See ya. Bye for now. Thanks, everybody. Don't smack your friends.